So my name's Grant Miller, and I'm the Staff Sergeant of the Calgary Police Service Homicide Unit, and I have two releases for you today. The first is the Calgary Police Service has arrested a man wanted in connection with a recent homicide. James Allen Christian, 65 years of age, was arrested without incident today at approximately 1:15 at a gas station at 37th Street and Richmond Road Southwest. Christian is charged with second-degree murder, aggravated assault, and possession of a weapon in connection with the stabbing death of his estranged wife, Carmel Christians. We would like to thank the public and the media for their assistance in this case. Officers received dozens of tips regarding Christian's whereabouts and are grateful for their help. And I'll take your questions.
Is the charge of aggravated assaults possibly going to be upgraded to attempted murder? Is that ruled out?
No, that has not been ruled out. In this situation, we have laid the appropriate charges for the information that we had at the time. But again, our investigation was not complete, and it still isn't. Once all our information has been collected, we will go back to the Crown to discuss what new evidence there might be and the possibility of upgrading charges.
And just the second part to the question, how is that lady in hospital? Does she have serious injuries, critical injuries?
We believe that she is still considered to be serious. I would say at this moment, and I'm not a medical doctor, I would say that she's not life-threatening, but she is still in serious condition.
Can you walk us through what happened at the gas station this afternoon?
So today, at his arrest, two of our uniformed patrol officers were patrolling in that area. They came across his truck and recognized the vehicle. They approached the truck as he was getting out of the truck, and he was taken into custody without incident.
And can you talk about why their tactic, what their tactic was? I mean, the gas station owner said it was very quiet, it wasn't dramatic at all. Talk about why.
I think sometimes in these situations, the offender can dictate, I would say, terms of engagement and arrest tactics. In this situation, he did not resist, was not combative, was approached by our officers and taken into custody again without incident.
Was there a reason why the officers were patrolling that specific area? It sounds like a great consequence that they would be finding this man at a gas station filling up his truck.
Since the time of this incident, we have provided information both to the public and internally to our frontline officers. I think quite a few people in the city of Calgary were aware of this event and aware that we were looking to locate this person. In this situation, our uniform officers were very alert, very aware of what was going on. Were looking for that vehicle as part of their daily patrol and came across him.
You mentioned that this was a pretty high-profile suspect, but then why did it take 3 days for somebody to come across him?
So since the time of the incident, we are trying to determine where this man has been. Obviously, he was arrested in the city of Calgary today. We are asking anyone with information as to where he's been to contact us and let us know. In the last few days, we have had calls from the public and potential sightings for where he has been. At this time, we're not sure where he's been for the last few days, and that's part of our investigation going forward to determine where he's been.
Do you believe he left the city limits?
It's hard to speculate in 3 days exactly where he's been.
Do you think that he's been with any family members or friends, or has he likely been alone?
Again, that's hard to say, and it's something that our investigators are hoping to determine.
He was filling his truck up with gas. Can you comment if he had been driving around a lot?
Again, it's very early since the time of his arrest. These are all questions that we have as well, and we want answers to. Right now, at this moment, we just don't have them.
Did you have a family member lined up before he was arrested to be urged him to turn himself in? What was your next plan?
So we've spoken to family members in this situation. Again, this is a very tragic event. In this situation, there are adult children present. We have spoken to them. As far as what our future tactics were, I'm not sure we need to get into that. At this time, needless to say, he was arrested earlier this afternoon and he's in our custody.
And has he been cooperative? Has he been taken in for medical assessment? Is he talking to police?
It's early yet, so we're still working on all of that and trying to determine the answers to some of these questions.
How many tips did you receive from the public? And I guess can you comment on if there was police resources spent following up on tips that
There's whenever we ask the public for assistance, we're very aware of that, and it is our responsibility and our duty to follow up on those tips in a timely manner, and we were in the process of doing that. Again, we received tips from other parts of the province, and again, logistically, we were working on some of those. We were working on tips of locations that he'd been seen inside the city of Calgary, working on the validity of all of them. Again, we just thank people for their concern and their wantingness to get involved and help us out.
any questions? Okay, we'll move on to last night's shooting.
So the homicide unit continues to investigate a fatal shooting in the downtown area. At approximately 8:45 p.m. on Thursday, emergency crews responded to the 1900 block of 5A Street Southwest for reports of gunshots. When officers arrived, they found one man deceased, while two others, a man and a woman, both 22 years of age, were suffering wounds as a result of the shooting. The woman is currently in critical unstable condition, while the injured man is stable. He is not cooperating with investigators. Both are from the Lower Mainland in British Columbia. The victims in this case have been identified. However, we are still attempting to locate his family. Once this has occurred, we will release his name. Investigators do not believe this was a random incident. The offender in this case fled the scene, and his whereabouts are currently unknown. This is Calgary's 20th homicide of 2013. And again, we're asking anyone with information on this event to contact the police, contact Crime Stoppers.
Is the murder victim also from the Lower Mainland, all three of them?
Yes, we believe that these three individuals are from the Lower Mainland.
And were they visiting here? What were they doing here?
We believe that they left the Lower Mainland, maybe the Surrey area, last weekend, and that they arrived in Calgary at that location only a few hours before this event.
And do you know what was happening at that location? Were they there to meet someone?
Again, it's early to tell. At this time in the investigation, we're still processing the scene. Our forensic crime scene teams are out in the area processing both externally and internally to that building. We will have detectives we had detectives there last night talking to people and seeing what anybody had seen. We're going to go back down there tonight shortly, again, to try to talk to people in the area, in the building, and that live around that area.
And you have a suspect yet?
Right now, we don't have a specific identification of a suspect. There is talk of a vehicle that left the area at a high rate of speed. We also have reports of people leaving the area on foot. Again, right now, we're trying to determine the validity of any of these. And again, we're looking for the public's assistance to help us with that.
What was the relationship between the three?
We believe the three people are friends and acquaintances, all from the Lower Mainland.
And can you talk about how the other two are doing?
The woman is still in serious condition. The third person, the second man, is in, I would say he's in stable condition at this time.
Are they cooperating with police?
At this moment, she's unable to be spoken to at this time. The third person, the other male, is choosing to not cooperate with this investigation at this time.
Was the murder victim armed? Did you find any weapons or drugs in the vehicle?
I'm not going to speak to the specifics of what we found anywhere yet at this time. This does look like a targeted attack, and so it does look like organized crime issues could be involved. We are certainly examining that if this is drug related in any way, but at this time, we haven't made that determination, but we're certainly examining that possibility.
You have a key witness who's unwilling to cooperate. How frustrating is that for you guys at this point?
In incidents where the homicide unit gets involved, we usually find persons who want to help determine what happened and want to work with us to get to the final result. unfortunately, in situations like this, sometimes we come across people that don't, and it makes it very difficult for us. In this situation, these people are not from the Calgary area. We don't believe they've been here long, and so it kind of adds to things that we have to determine.
Have you contacted the law enforcement authorities in Surrey and that whole mainland area about these people?
Yes, we have. We've spoken to our law enforcement partners in the Lower Mainland. We're continuing to work with them, gather information as to who these people are and why they might be in Calgary today.
Do they know them?
Again, I can't speak to their past with the police leading up to this incident at this time.
You believe, I mean, if you can answer this, that the suspect is from Calgary or another BC person?
So at this point, we know very little about the suspect, and that's what we need help on. And again, that's why we're asking for the public's assistance. If anyone knows these people or why they're in Calgary, if anybody knows where they've been in the last 3 or 4 days, we're asking for that assistance. We do believe they were in the Lower Mainland last weekend, and we're coming to Calgary, but we're not sure where they've been for the last few days.
Sorry, this is a question from my boss. What type of firearm do you believe was used?
And again, at this time, I'm not going to get into the specifics of what we have found or haven't found. Again, we're not done processing the scene yet, so it's too early to be able to answer that question, even if I could.
The location that the shooting took place and their presence there, is there some connection with that building? 1903?
We're examining that. We have an interest inside that building and outside. To what extent yet? It's still too early to tell.
Do you know if any of them actually registered at that place?
We're looking into that, and I don't have the details of that right now.
Sorry, can you just clarify, when did they get into Calgary, do you believe?
We believe they came to Calgary, or they came to that area sometime around dinner time last night.
Was the murdered victim in the driver's seat or in the rear?
And again, I'm not going to get into the specifics of exactly what happened at the scene.
And did the car belong to any of them?
And again, I'm not going to get into the specifics of that. We believe the car is a rental vehicle.
And if you can answer this, does anything in the car speak to any sort of criminal activity?
And again, it's too early. We haven't finished processing that part yet.